When Masashi Kishimoto's new manga, Samurai 8, was announced, the question on everyone's mind was about when the series would make its debut in Weekly Shonen Jump. That question was finally answered in the April 27th issue of the magazine. Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru, will premiere in the pages of Weekly Shonen Jump on May 13th in Japan and May 12th stateside. But that's not the only new series that was announced. Starting with Samurai 8, a new series will premiere in the magazine every week through June 3rd for a total of 4 new series. So what are these new series? Who are the authors and artists behind each new title? Maybe more importantly, what do these 4 new series mean for the series that are already running in the magazine? My name is Axel Ablaze, and I'll be answering these questions and more. But first, as I say in every discussion video, the opinions I'm about to share are exactly that, my opinions. While I will be sharing factual information along the way, I will also be sharing my own personal thoughts on several topics in this video. That being said, I want to hear about your own opinions in the discussion down in the comments. With that in mind, let's talk about the 4 new series coming to Shonen Jump. Let's start with the big one. Shonen Jump is looking for another hit series to join its ranks. Now that doesn't have a large crop of already great series as it is right now. This shirt speaks for itself. But the magazine can't rest on its laurels and let things potentially get stale. With that in mind, it's clear that people are putting a lot of faith in Kishimoto and his assistant-turned-artist, Akira Okubo, to turn out a sci-fi successor to Naruto. Not Boruto, even though it's literally a sci-fi sequel to Naruto, just by a different artist, not by Kishimoto himself. Now, there is very little information out there for Samurai 8 right now, and that's saying something, considering the other 3 series have almost nothing out there right now. Now, let's go over what we do know. The full title for the series is Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru. The Shonen Jump app put out a 4-page teaser revealing the title character living in a house by himself with his pet robot dog that meows like a cat. He wishes on a star for all kinds of things, the ability to taste delicious food he's never had, having less allergies, games to play, traveling through space, and more. But what sticks out the most, other than his final and most important wish, is that he wishes he had a better, healthier body. He needs to walk with a cane and deals with painful injections. Despite all that, the thing he wants more than anything else in the world is to be a samurai. Now, there are a few things of note that are seen and not seen in this teaser. The most prominent unseen thing is the other unnamed cybernetic character that's been teased all over the internet. We get the name of Hachimaru's cyberdog, Hayataro, but there's no mention of anyone else. Definitely seems that he's starting out as a loner similar to Naruto. The question is, how much of a loner is he? Hachimaru mentions that one of his wishes is to travel through space, and given that this is a sci-fi manga, it's very possible that we could see space travel in the series. Does he live on a populated planet? Does he live on an isolated planet? There's so much to speculate with just this 4-page teaser. Now, I'm also interested to see what kind of power system we'll see in Samurai 8. Is it going to be straight sci-fi with cybernetic augmentations and improvements, or will there be something else in the mix? Chakra, jutsus, eyes, and tailed beasts made interesting components for Naruto's system, so will Samurai 8 have a similar multifaceted one, or will it be more of a one-note kind of thing? For a Shonen Jump series, the fighting can't be bland, and it's not Kishimoto's first rodeo, so I've got high hopes for him moving from ninjas to samurai. Time will tell, though, if he can make lightning strike twice. And there's probably more I could try going into more detail with, but I don't want to set expectations too high and or in the wrong direction altogether. I'm going to trust Kishimoto's body of work and see where he's going to take this new story. That being said, this is the first new series coming to Jump on the 12th. It's going to come in with a bang for sure, but are the other new series just going to fizzle right after it? Let's discuss. Like I mentioned earlier, very little is known about the other new series other than the authors and artists and a hint at the theme. May 20th brings us a shogi series called Futari no Taisei by Kentaro Fukuda. And the reason why it's so noteworthy is because Fukuda has also written for Shueisha before. He had a weekly series called Devilly Man running in Weekly Shonen Jump back in 2015, and a monthly called Shinigiwa in Jump Giga in 2016. And I'm really hoping that I pronounced that right. This means that Futari no Taisei is the 3rd series written by Fukuda, but that also somewhat worries me. Now, getting published twice is great, but Fukuda's print runs were terribly short. Devilly Man ran weekly from May to September, and Shinigiwa ran monthly from July to October. Neither could make it for even half a year in publication. On top of that, the main theme of the new series is supposedly shogi. Now, the immediate comparison that comes to my mind is Hikaru no Go, which is good and bad. The series had a long print run, but left many unsatisfied with its ending. And that said, there are very few game-based series in Jump. This could work in Futari no Taisei's favor, or it could prove why genres like this don't succeed in the magazine normally. Now, the remaining two series on May 27th and June 3rd are by Jump newcomers. Beast Children by Kento Terasaka is a rugby series, and it's definitely a niche sport to base a series on, and the promotional images give me a very Haikyuu vibe. But the series could do well, considering the only sport series currently running are Haikyuu and Hinamaru Sumo. Now, personally, I would really have liked to have seen Katekyo Hitman Reborn creator Akira Amano's ice hockey one-shot Hot published instead, but I'll give this series a shot. The fourth and final new series is Tokyo Shinobi Squad by author and artist team Yuki Tanaka and Kento Matsura. Very interesting that we get two new author-artist duos out of these four series rather than just solo creators. Matsura also gets a vote of confidence from Act Age artist Shiro Usazaki, part of another Shonen Jump duo. That's definitely a positive. The only thing in my opinion working against the series is that its premise could be too generic for Jump, and it could get lost among the other already running series. If I had to rank these four series from most likely to succeed to least likely, I'd go with Samurai 8, Tokyo Shinobi Squad, Futari no Taisei, and finally Beast Children. Jump has seen a rise in author-artist duos lately, and that's what makes me put Tokyo Shinobi Squad at number 2. I don't have a lot of confidence in Beast Children based on the sport, but I'd love to be proven wrong. Futari no Taisei gets a vote above Beast Children just because Jump doesn't get game-based series all that often, but that's the only reason why I'm tentatively putting it at number 3. Now then, with the arrival of 4 new series, one other big change needs to be discussed. Like Equivalent Exchange and Full Metal Alchemist, the addition of new manga and Weekly Shonen Jump means other series must come to an end. The magazine can only run so many series at a time, and that means certain series will be getting axed. The question then becomes, how many series must end, and more importantly, which ones? Well, to cross one off the list right away, I can say that the recent newcomer, Neolation, is the first series to get the axe. It's a manga about hackers, and it struggled in the rankings early on, so it never got a proper foothold. I'm sure this was a fairly easy decision for the editors to make. Speaking of easy decisions, I feel like the next easiest series to get the axe is Hellwarden Higuma. Now, this one I have been reading, and it's been okay, but its plot gives you that feeling of, haven't I already seen this before? A young teen is the latest in a family line of Hellwardens, fighting off fugitives from Hell, using the hands of his demon enemies as his own weapons. The main character is bland, the supporting characters are okay, but also somewhat bland, and the plot took a very quick turn toward what would have been a near-final boss. The axe is coming, and we're all prepared for the swing at this point. And that leaves us with 2 more potential series that will come to an end, if not more. My personal guess is that Shokugeki no Soma is next to go after Higuma. The current arc has been a disaster for the series, and it's been circling the bottom of the magazine for weeks upon weeks, which is unfortunate for a series that I really used to love. The current chapters are clearly building up to an ending that I don't think the creators will be able to come back from. Not that they may even want to. And I feel like they got roped into continuing a series that should have ended, just like Kubo did with Bleach. Assuming that Soma does end, that leaves one more potential spot. I'll admit that I don't read The Promised Neverland, so I don't know where it's currently at, but I do know that it's currently in its final arc. The end is nigh, but I couldn't tell you if that's in a few weeks or much further down the road. Hinamaru Sumo could definitely end soon too if author Kawada doesn't have a 3rd act planned or plans after the current tournament arc, but I feel like it's still got some legs before we see that series come to a close. The only other series I could see coming to an end right now is either Yuna of the Haunted Hot Springs or Teenage Renaissance David, but I don't know that they're low enough to get the chop, though apparently volume sales for David have dropped after the first volume in Japan. With all of that discussed, I think we'll see things go like this. Hellwarden Higuma is going to end on either the 13th or the 20th, Soma is going to end on the 27th, 3rd, or maybe even the 10th, and Renaissance David will end between the 13th and the 3rd. Those at least seem like the safe choices right now for series that will come to an end. In another 3 months' time, I think we'll see either the end of The Promised Neverland and or possibly Hinamaru Sumo. We'll also know if any of the 4 new series we discussed have done well enough to stay published or get the axe themselves. But by then we'll have a lot more new series to welcome into Weekly Shonen Jump. And that's all I've got for this discussion. I know this has been a lot to take in, but I'm excited for what's to come. And I'm hopeful that these 4 new series will do well, but at the same time I do want to be realistic. I'm hoping that we'll get to read all 4 in the Weekly Shonen Jump app, but Viz Media may keep 1 or more away from us, resulting in the need for fan subbers. Hopefully that isn't the case though, and we can read these series easily enough. That being said, I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments for this video. What manga are you looking forward to? Which current series do you think are going to get the axe that haven't already? If you're watching this after Samurai 8 and the others have come out, what did I get right or wrong with my predictions? Let me know and we can get the discussion rolling. Tune in next week on the 10th for my next video where I unbox 45 volumes of manga in one huge unboxing video. Best way to see it when it comes out is to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell icon for any notifications. Any and all updates and other posts before and after that will be posted on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. For now, I'm Axel Blaze, and it's Robot Samurai training time. Just need to hack off a limb or two and get me some technological prosthetics. Hey-ya!